Hey guys, it's Tuesday. Going to be cracking on with a gym session today. So yeah, I'm feeling all right, feeling good. But I still wake up really phlegmy. I mean, I didn't have a sore throat this morning, which is nice. Don't feel like any chestiness at all. I'd probably be fine to get out today, but I'm just giving myself that extra day of rest. So I had a rest day yesterday where I just did my rehab exercises and then chilled out for the day. And then obviously just got better over the course of the day. I mean, I woke up with a quite sore throat yesterday. Super phlegmy, of course. Going to be doing what I did last week where I feel good. So do a gym session, do that alternative stimulus, not as taxing cardiovascularly. Since I'm still on the road to recovery, it hopefully won't hinder that at all, or a lot less than just a 2 hour zone two ride. Obviously it's not much stimulus, but obviously it's slightly still quite taxing on the recoveries. Just going to give that a rest, nice and chill today. Crack on with this gym session. When I just did the gym session last week, it's quite nice because I'm not feeling like, oh, just got to get this gym session done after I've done like 3 hours on the bike in the morning. I can be like, okay, be a bit more steady with it and enjoy it a little bit more. So yeah, crack on with this and then chill out for the rest of the day and then get back on the bike tomorrow and take it from there. Decide when I want to do my first session back. I'll probably just ride Zone 2 tomorrow. Bit of a session on the Thursday. Zone 2 again on the Friday. I'm in Cambridge on Saturday. And then on the Sunday, I think I'll do a TT tempo session. So yeah, just adjusting the plan a little bit. I mean, I'd come up with this big old training plan for like the whole season, and it kind of started to be more specific from yesterday, from this week. And obviously with me still trying to kick this illness, I'm like, okay, having to adjust the plan already, but nah, it's all good. Better to err on the side of caution with these things, and yeah, so it's a long way until I want to be at my peak. I don't need to be smashing it right now, and like I kind of want to be at the stage where I'm like wanting to do more most days. I'm like chomping at the bit before my first race. I definitely want to be in that state rather than the opposite of feeling absolutely spent after my sessions. I want to be like, okay, I had more in the tank there, but we're cutting it here and leave that room to fill into. Right, time for some squads. Oh. Good session that then. Hopefully I'm good to get out on the bike tomorrow. Lovely sunshine. Thought I was being like really cautious in taking yesterday quite easy, so kind of had 2 rest days essentially, like because I just did gym session yesterday rather than a ride. No, I was thinking that was being super cautious. Like I felt absolutely fine on the day, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll just give myself an extra rest day to try and help clear the illness, and I definitely am feeling better for it. I mean, I might have been feeling better regardless, but like the soreness in my throat is gone. But I still wake up really phlegmy, and I've still got a bit of a cough. But this cough is not chesty at all, just like a tickle sort of thing. And I do get a bit sneezy. Starting to feel better, but I'll be honest, I'm a bit disappointed because I'm just like, oh, come on, I just want to get this shit out of my system. The phlegminess. It's just a bit annoying. It's just gross, really. It's been the case for the past week and a bit that I just wake up feeling a bit rough, and then I'll feel fine during the day. And at least now, like yesterday and the day before, I wasn't even feeling rough in the evening. It would be like I'd feel rough in the morning, then I'd get better during the course of the day, and then I'd dip off in the evening and feel a bit rough in the evening before bed, and then rinse and repeat. But like yesterday evening I felt fine. Day before I felt fine as well. So I'm definitely doing better. Slightly disappointed that I'm not like feeling back to new, but obviously it'll just come with time. And yeah, no more hanging around. Gonna get out for a ride today. I'm just gonna do some zone 2 and the interval session I want to do. So either do that tomorrow or the day after. But yeah, check my heart rate variability, and yeah, it's tanked again. I've only had 2 like really bad heart rate variability scores, and that was I got symptoms from the illness Sunday evening, and my heart rate variability was really bad in the morning, and then it's bad today. But I listened to it that time. I'm not going to listen to it this time. Ignore the HRV and get on with my training anyway, and then see how I respond tomorrow. You got to test it, you know. I've got to get back to training somehow, and yeah, maybe I'm rushing into it a little bit too much, but I don't think so. Not really. I feel like I'm being pretty sensible about it. I'm not stressing that I need to get some crazy training done before my first race at the end of the month. I'm understanding that it's gonna take time, and I'm easing back into things. I started taking things a lot easier mid-January after I started feeling a bit stale mid-January, and I eased off the training, and that wasn't because of illness. That was because I was thinking, okay, yeah, my body's just not responding in the way I wanted to all this training. So I eased back for 5 weeks. Then I obviously got this illness, and I'm easing back even more. But I'm not stressed like, oh no, I'm losing way too much training. My CTL's through the floor. Like, it's not too much of an issue. So long as I can turn it around in the next, hopefully ideally by the end of the week, I'm feeling completely back to normal, and then I can just start that steady build going up until June. Generally feeling good, so it's like, you know, enough faffing. Gonna crack on with the day and get out for a nice ride. I think it's nice and sunny, but it's quite cold, so I'll definitely layer up. But yeah, should be good. Feeling a bit conflicted. Like, glad to be out. It's a lovely day for it, but yeah, just a bit bummed about my illness, really. It's always the case where it's just like with a minor illness, it's kind of worse than if you got a really bad illness that just forces you in bed for a couple of days. Because I mean, I've had it for like 11 days at this point, but it's just like never so bad that I can't do anything. Like, I get out for my rides and I feel all right. My legs feel good. It's just this lingering chestiness. So then you don't know what to do, really. You don't, like, the obvious thing is just, you just need to take more rest. But I've tried that. There's also the fact that I've kind of been easing off the gas since January. Like, mid-January, I'm like, okay, I've overcooked it, or I'm on the verge of overcooking it. I need to calm things down a little bit. Maybe it's just ego getting in the way, that I'm like 15-16 hours on the bike, that's nothing. But like, I know my historical training, like I know I can handle more than that. So it feels like I've taken 5-6 weeks of like really steady training, but then it just doesn't feel like my body's like, okay, we're ready to go again. At least I feel like mentally now I'm ready to start pushing it with the training again. But then I develop this like as that comes around, I develop this illness, so then I shouldn't be pushing it. Some other things going on mentally, just thinking them through, and like, yeah, I mean, I have a plan for them, and I don't know, man, it's the illness infecting my head. Yep, definitely still not cleared this illness. Fuck's sake. Chatting nonsense. What am I like? It's so silly, because in my head I'm like conflating how I feel right now with how I feel about this whole full-time cyclist process in general. And those feelings are saying, what's the fucking point in any of this? Like, if you can't train to your fullest ability, you're getting ill constantly, how are you gonna have any success? But I'm pretty confident that's just the illness talking, really, because how I felt about this process for the last 3 years, even well before it started, and how confident I am that this is what I want to be trying with my life right now. Rest assured that that's the state of mind I'm going to return to once I get better. It's just finding out when I get better. So yeah, I'm gonna take it nice and easy today. Gonna just head home, be about 3 hours or so, and then just go to bed. See how I'm feeling tomorrow. Decide if I'm going to train or not. Yeah, just take each day as it comes. If I need to take a week off, I need to take a week off. This is where I stopped to do a little recording after I decided to take my off season in like October last year, after I was getting ill after Zwift Academy. Next to the Eames time. I'm not going to do anything rash. Not going to be like, oh, fuck this training thing, you know. I know I want to be doing it, even if I don't know that right now. So yeah, just try and get better, and then just approach it as it comes. Like, I've got a good plan for the season ahead, so it's like all I can do is try and get better, and then try and execute that plan as well as possible. I don't have to stress about coming up with a plan. Oh yeah. Okay. Take each day as it comes for the next few days, and hopefully I'll be better. But stay optimistic, Tom. Nicest day of the year so far, and I feel miserable. Yeah, just gonna shower up, have something to eat, then go back to bed, and then keep making what I think is the best, most informed choices to try and get myself better over the next however long it takes. But yeah, we'll keep pushing on with that, because that's all you can do, really. Yeah. Bit of a bummer. Feeling much better today, but sticking with the plan that I set out yesterday. So going to take kind of a lot of this week off, next 3 days at least, maybe ride Sunday. But yeah, just taking a bit of a full reset really. Last week wasn't great. This week's going to be a complete write-off, but hopefully then I'll just be really raring to. I mean, I'm already feeling mentally ready to go. Like that's the thing. Like, I'm mentally ready to keep training hard, but physically I'm just not quite there yet. So erring on the side of caution, give myself that extra time off, and I think it's probably going to be a good idea to structure a bit more of these breaks into my season, because it's been like 20 weeks of full training really, without like a significant break. And I think for me at least, I need those extra breaks. Like, I've got an off-season break planned after the British Cycling National Time Trial Championships at the end of June. But then other than that, it was just like mid-season break, off-season. But it might be the case that I want to structure a bit more of these 3-day blocks completely off the bike into the season going forward. Just going to get out, take the dogs for a walk, you know. Still a lovely day for it. Get some writing done. Come back stronger next week. Hey guys, it's Sunday. Been a bit of an interesting week. Been a bit of a write-off, to be honest. Didn't get a great week of training last week, and then this week it's just been, essentially nothing. I'm going to get out on the bike now, but get out for like 3 hours or so, see how it goes. First ride back after taking 3 days off, so I feel absolutely fine. So hopefully I'm good to crack on with stuff and then have a proper week of training next week. Last week I'd developed illness at the start of the week and took a few days off at the start of the week, but then like eased back into riding, and I was thinking, okay, my riding felt fine, so I'm like, okay, I can ride through this illness and take it nice and steady, but I'm not making things any worse. But felt like for the most part I was getting better day to day. However, like, I was definitely stunting the progress of just clearing this illness from the system. Like, it was never a severe illness, and I always like felt alright on the bike. I mean, I'd go through periods I'd feel pretty rough in the morning, then I'd give myself a while to wake up, and then feel pretty normal, feel pretty fine on the bike, and then feel a bit rough in the evening again. I thought I could push through, but clearly that wasn't the right call. And so this week, at the start of this week, I took a few more days off. On Wednesday, I decided to get out for a ride, and yeah, I was expecting to feel much better, and yeah, I felt worse for the. I felt significantly worse. I was pretty pissed off, but at the same time I was being quite pragmatic about it, I'd say, where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this illness for you're gonna have to deal with illness for your whole career essentially. So you have to figure out a system that works for you. And I'm thinking, okay, I've tried to do this for a while, where if I think it's a mild illness, I try and push through it, but maybe there's a different system that I should be doing. Got home, had a proper nap, and then after I woke up, I'm like, okay, I've got a bit of a better plan of how to deal with this stuff going forward, and I feel like every 8 to 10 weeks or so, I tend to develop some sort of illness unless I take a break. So I'm thinking I take like a mid-season break of like 3 days, just completely off the bike, every 8 to 10 weeks or so, and hopefully that will coincide with if I take that rest kind of just before I've accumulated a lot of load, and just before my body is just like, right mate, too much. Assimilate that training and not develop illness. Obviously you're not immune to developing illness if you take a break before getting ill, like you can still get ill afterwards. But I think this is the way to go, where you kind of take that break preemptively, like a significant break. It's not just 1 day off the bike, it's free. It needs to be a proper break of like 3 days off the bike. For me, I think, because I have rest weeks, but I don't think they're significant enough to kind of get that fatigue out of my system. Maybe in like an 8-week block, I'd have in the middle, I'd have a rest week where it's like a week of reduced volume at intensity, and then after 8 weeks or so, I'd take a more significant rest week where I actually take some time off the bike. But that's what I'm thinking going forward. But I've taken last 3 days off, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Quite a long day in Cambridge yesterday, but yeah, feeling much better for the past few days, and I've still got like a tiny bit of phlegminess, but compared to how disgustingly phlegmy I was, like, yeah, I'm definitely doing much better. Definitely motivated to get out again. So another lovely day. I think it's still going to be nice weather going forward, but not as nice like next week. So I'll catch the last of the good weather. It's been bloody wonderful this week. Even though I've not been riding, it's still nice to look outside and see nice blue skies and take the dogs out for a walk. You know, get out on the bike now, nice and steady. I'm doing much better. I'll compare it to how bad I felt on Wednesday, and then, like I say, try and get back to some proper training next week. Right, time to get out on the bike again. Hopefully I have a better time of it than Thursday, yeah. I'm sure I'll be fine. 3 days off should be nice and fresh. Heart rate's probably going to be higher. I mean, my heart rate's been quite high for outdoor rides. Yeah, just take it steady, see how it goes. Be about 3 hours, I reckon. Lovely to be out again. Feeling all right, not amazing. Like that tightness in my chest throat. But I think that's just returning to some training after 3 days completely off. Might be a little bit of residual illness, but you know, it's been 2 weeks at this point. I think if it sticks around, it's probably something more serious. I need to get checked out. But I reckon I'm happy to crack on with training next week. I feel good, feel motivated. A couple of sprints already, just to see how they felt. They felt better than the last set of outdoor sprints I did, so I think I'll do a couple more of those. Just getting the feel for rocking the bike out the saddle, because I've just been doing seated sprints indoors. Are useful to do those micro accelerations to keep on top of attacks, but to launch a big sprint, you obviously need to be able to get out of the saddle, and yeah, that's feeling a lot more natural today. So yeah, enjoy the rest of this ride. Like just under 2 hours in. Pretty much just head home now. Probably be a bit over 3 hours, and yeah, it's been a good ride back, and back to training next week.